Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here. Upset alert. Pascal defeats Marcus Browne by a technical decision to become the new WBA interim champion and WBC diamond champion. First and foremost, this was a tremendous fight. Back and forths, big punches landed, just a great fight to watch, and I really didn't expect it. For me, in recent years, Pascal, it looks to me like he's been on the decline. He's seen better days. And I just felt he was far too long in the tooth to beat Marcus Browne. How wrong was I? Pascal is an absolute soldier. Absolute gangster. 36 years old to beat a guy like Marcus Browne, a top 10 light heavyweight, a dangerous light heavyweight, It is testament to Pascal and his fighting spirit. You've got fighters out here calling themselves fighting men, but Pascal really is a fighting man. Look at some of the names on his resume. Never ducked anybody. But yeah, the fight itself was really fun. When Marcus Browne wasn't getting himself knocked down, I felt he was winning the rounds. He was landing the clearer, better shots. When there was any distance between the two, obviously Marcus Browne being the longer guy, he was popping that jab and following through with the straight left. And from long range, Marcus Browne was getting the better of it in certain rounds. So the first couple of rounds, the first 3 rounds, I felt Marcus Browne was in control. He was getting touched up by Pascal. Pascal was having success to the body and he was landing wild hooks, but the quality work was coming from Marcus Browne, and he was the more measured of the two. And then came round 4, Pascal turned the fight on its head. I think Marcus Browne may have been getting a little bit complacent, a little bit cocky. He started to hold his feet and trade with Pascal, and Pascal caught Marcus Browne with a lovely right hook, bang on the chin, and it dropped Marcus Browne to the canvas. And he got up really quickly, and you could tell he was on unsteady legs. But regardless, Marcus Browne saw his way through the round and he got through it okay. Rounds 5 and 6 were good recovery rounds from Marcus Browne. He was doing some nice boxing, popping the jab, landing that long left hand to body and head. And again, he was landing the clearer, more effective shots. And he was in control, but not to the extent where you felt Pascal was out of the fight, if that makes sense. Pascal was always getting close with big wild hooks, and he was landing some as well. So Pascal, even when he was losing rounds in this fight, he was always in the fight, if that makes sense. But rounds 5 and 6, I felt Marcus Browne bounced back quite well. But in round 7, again, Pascal exploding into life, catching Marcus Browne slipping. He caught Marcus Browne with a wide looping right hook, and it drops Marcus Browne to the seat of his pants. And again, Marcus Browne got up very quickly, and as a result his legs weren't really under him. But regardless, he got up and beat the count, and shortly after, Pascal knocked him down again. I think it was a chopping right hand on the inside, I want to say. Messy knockdown, but a knockdown nonetheless. So in round 7, Pascal knocked down Marcus Browne twice. I think Marcus Browne's mistake in round 7 was the fact that he got up so quickly from that knockdown in round 7, because if he took a bit more time and tried to let his head clear that bit longer, maybe he wouldn't have been as unsteady for the second knockdown, and it may not have occurred, but regardless, he got dropped twice in round 7, and round 8 was where the fight ended. The fight was ended with a accidental head clash. Pascal came boring in with a head, and it caught Marcus Browne, and it left a massive cut on Marcus Browne's eye. Terrible cut. No way they could have continued with the fight, and the doctor made the correct call, and they put it to the technical decision, and Pascal won the fight. And I've got to say, I think that was the right decision. I believe a draw would have also been okay, but yeah, Pascal, in my opinion, done enough to win the fight. The 3 knockdowns got it for him. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable fight. I really wasn't expecting that from this fight. I was expecting Marcus Browne to turn up and do a job on the older Jean Pascal. But that's not what happened. Jean Pascal, he came in there and he well and truly tore up the script. And he's a player again. He's just beaten a top 5, top 6 light heavyweight. He's got an interim title. He's got the WBC silver. He's now a viable player again. So we'll see where Jean Pascal goes from here. From his post-fight interview, he indicates that he will be continuing his career. Now, obviously, that is down to Jean Pascal, and he's got some great options now. But I do have to say, I honestly believe this would be a great moment to bow out on. A big win, a win that nobody was expecting. I think it would be a good way to leave the sport. But yeah, he's continuing, so it is what it is. As for Marcus Browne, he can come back. He got caught slipping, and he paid the price. Maybe a rematch could be the next best option, because ultimately the ending to the fight wasn't really, satisfactory, I guess. The head clash, the technical decision. Who knows what would have happened if the cut never occurred. That is basically the selling point of a potential rematch. And not only that, the first fight was so great. So I could see a rematch between the two. It would certainly make a lot of sense. But yeah, as for Marcus Browne, he can come again. He's still young. He just needs to make defensive improvements. He needs to improve his concentration. And if he makes a couple of adjustments, he can be a player at light heavyweight. The thing about Marcus Browne has always been the fact that he's so inconsistent. When he's on, he's really good. But on other occasions, he looks extremely vulnerable. As we saw in his fight with Kaladzic a few years back, he got dropped in that fight, and in most people's eyes, he lost that fight. Even the fight before Badou Jack, he fought a guy called Castillo, and he got dropped in that fight. So listen, Marcus Browne has always been a hot and cold fighter. He needs to work on being hot more than cold. He needs to work on his consistency, his concentration. How he does that, I don't know. He's got a lot of things going on outside the ring, getting himself in trouble, things like that. That's not productive for a successful boxing career, or any career at all for that matter. But yeah, he needs to sort his personal life out and come again. He's got great attributes. He's tall, he's long, he's quick, he's a southpaw, he's got decent power. The guy's got some good things going for him, but he needs to reassess and rebuild. But yeah, excellent fight. All the credit in the world to Jean Pascal. That man is an absolute gangster. Peace.